How to stop thinking about something you don't want. You start thinking about something you don't want to think about. It begins to bother you, and you tell your brain to stop, but it gets harder and harder not to think about it. You even end up thinking about it more. Why is that? And how to stop it? Psychologists call this phenomenon the ironic process theory. In 1980, the American psychologist Dr. Daniel Wegner decided to conduct an experiment on thought suppression. He wondered, what happens when you tell someone not to think about something? He gathered a group of volunteers for the experiment and told them about it. The experiment is to say whatever comes to your mind for the next 5 minutes. Then, he divided them into 2 equal groups without them knowing and placed each group in a distraction-free, quiet room. He gave the first group the instruction, you can think of anything, but don't think about a white bear. He placed a bell beside their chairs and told them, if the thought of a white bear comes to your mind, ring the bell quickly. He gave a slightly different instruction to the second group. You can think about anything. You can also think about a white bear. Then he set a 5-minute stopwatch for both groups. During the 5 minutes, the first group rang the bell many times. They found it very hard not to think about the white bear. Meanwhile, participants in the second group mentioned the white bear much less often and thought about other things that came to their minds. The result of the experiment showed a fascinating truth about the human mind. The harder we try to stop a thought, the more it insists on appearing. Your white bear could be something that might happen in the future, or something that has already happened and that you are regretting. The thing is, when you decide not to think about something, you are setting a goal or challenge for your brain. After a while, your brain checks if you are thinking about it or not, because a goal has to be measured, and it's tempting to see the result of a challenge you made. Once you get back to your white bear to check if it's still there, you end up thinking about it. After a few minutes, you tell yourself, I am not going to do it again. Again, you create a challenge for your brain to be checked. The loop goes on and on in your brain. How can you stop the loop? There are 2 things you can do to break it. The first approach is accepting it. This means allowing thoughts as they are instead of fighting them, and gaining a deep understanding of them without being judgmental. This allows you to be aware of what your white bear is and what it is not, which minimizes its power over you and gives you the courage to face it from time to time. In paradoxical research on insomnia, people with insomnia often start to sleep better after they accept and release the thought of not sleeping. Even for you, trying hard not to think about the fact that you can't sleep can make falling asleep more difficult. If you have an exam or travel the next day, you might end up staying awake all night. By trying even harder not to think about your inability to sleep. Acceptance of your thoughts can be practiced in different ways. One effective method is journal writing. Take a piece of paper or use your PC to write about the thing you are avoiding. Ask yourself why you are avoiding it and what could happen in the worst-case scenario. Answer these questions honestly and realistically, and write whatever you think about your white bear. Writing might not be for everyone. Another option is deep thinking. Set aside undistracted time alone to think about it. Answer those questions in your mind as you would in journal writing, and try to think deeply about the thing you are avoiding for as long as you can. Talking about it is also another method. Sharing your thoughts with others can help you process and reframe them. It's also good to let it out, but most of the time, our white bears are our own secret. The second option is replacing it. After the white bear experiment, Dr. Daniel Wegner suggested one way to wash the white bear. When the white bear pops into your mind, think about a red Volkswagen instead of fighting the white bear. The idea is that by focusing your mental attention on something else that interests you and is useful to you, you can gradually fade away the white bear. In paradoxical diet research, people with a strict diet plan who try not to think about forbidden foods found those foods more tempting and had a higher risk of overeating. In contrast, dieting with a less strict plan and mixing it with other activities, like exercise or socializing, helped dieters achieve better results. Let's end the video with a quote from Bertrand Russell. Every kind of fear grows worse by not being looked at. The proper course is to think about it. with great concentration until it becomes completely familiar. In the end, familiarity will blunt its terror.